Hey there, happy day, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. How to not come apart at the seams during a crisis or during COVID-19 or any other challenge that you're facing. Come apart at the seams, of course, is an old idiom that many of us are familiar with. It means, of course, that things under pressure tend to break apart, and they tend to break apart at where they're connected, at the seams, right? Think about eating too much and trying to slip into your favorite jeans, and they're so tight that you bust out the rear. Has that ever happened to anyone? Anyone? Or they won't close, or the button or the closure hook snaps off or something. I will admit that might have happened to me on more than one occasion in the past. But coming apart at the seams, how do you make sure that no matter what happens, no matter what crisis, no matter what challenge you're facing for yourself, for those around you, for us as business owners and leaders, how do we make sure that we don't come apart at the seams when we're under pressure? Because we're under pressure a lot, right? Not just during crisis, pretty much all the time. When I think about running all my different businesses, other people were going about their merry way, and I was like tending to be under a lot of stress and a lot of strain and a lot of pressure. And we need to have ways to deal with that. So how do you deal with that? Right now, the best way to deal with that is to focus on what we can do, not on what we can't do, right? Focus on what we can be doing. And as much as we like to tell ourselves the lie that, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, there's no such thing as can't. There's always something that we can do. Always. There's always something. We tend to make these guidelines and rules for ourselves about what is and isn't possible. But the truth is, absolutely anything is possible if we just open up our minds and we look for the possibilities. So there's a lot of people out there, not only ourselves, but our kids, our friends, our family, people we're in relationships with, our customers, the people that we normally serve, whether we're serving them now or not. There's just as much pressure on the people or more that are going out and still serving people every single day in an increased capacity than they were before, as there is on those of us and those people that are at home, either working from home or at home with children and family. But instead of being and feeling bored or broke or scared or in lack, we can choose to focus on the things that we can do. So chances are your customers, many of them, are at home or in different situations than they normally are. How can you continue to serve them? What problems are they facing now that they might not have been facing a couple of weeks ago even, that you can help them with? If you're focusing on what you can do and how you can help other people in a situation, you're not focusing on the things that you can't do, right? We only have the ability to think and focus on one thing at a time. If we're thinking negative thoughts, we can't create any opportunities and positive things. If we're thinking positive thoughts and gratitude and what we can do and what we're grateful for, there's no room for the negative doubts doubts, worry, fear, anxiety, depression. There's no room for them to sneak into our lives. So focus on what we can do in order to not come apart at the seams and find ourselves in a more challenging and difficult situation than we have to. That's it. That's all I've got today for coming apart at the seams. I actually searched around my house for a lot of anything that could demonstrate coming apart at the seams. I looked for socks with holes in them because, you know, the pressure of your toe on socks, they tend to get a hole right where your big toe is, right? At least that's the socks. Or your heel or toe. And of course, I've been, during this time down, cleaning things out and getting rid of things that no longer serve us. So that means anything that's broken, anything that's got a ripped seam, anything that's got a missed button, it's out of here, because I've got the time and the energy to do that, because that's something I can do right now with my extra, my found time these days. So be productive. If I can help you in any way, just ask in the comments below. If there's an idiom that you've been wondering about or curious about what it means or where it came from, ask that in the comments below too. I'd love to look up and serve you by finding the ones that you're interested in right now. I'm sure I could do crisis and challenge, and I could research that and find a whole bunch of scary ones, but I'm not going to do that because I'm trying to contribute to the solutions, not to the problem. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll of course do it tomorrow.